What's up, guys? DJ back again with Jesse again. What's up, Jesse? Um,
You're just drag me away from my couch. No,
uh,
no, no.
I was actually nearly
My
falling asleep, but
important duties.
important. This is a video. People need to watch
That's
us.
true. This is important.
This is important. Today we're going to talk about some of our regrets, or I guess missed opportunities along the
Yeah.
way of, collecting cards and investing and selling and buying and all that. And I think we're going to do, a lot of them are going to be more recent. I think there is a story that you're going to say something like maybe 2013. That's probably the oldest story we're going to
Yeah.
get.
2012.
2012? Yeah.
Like late 2012.
Stuff
Yeah.
like, I could have bought a base set booster pack for like $3. And everyone knows, 20 years
It's
ago.
not like that. It's
It's
not that.
nothing like that. This is like something that,
Yeah.
we could have missed out. So we've got, I think, 7 mini stories each, roughly. Something like that.
Yep. 7. Yep.
So we're gonna just take turns, guys, and maybe I'll start off today, and then
Yeah, you start this one.
yeah, we'll start this one. Yeah. All right. So the first one I want to mention is earlier this year there was a red logo jungle booster pack art set that I wanted to get because everyone knows that I collect booster pack art sets, and I do have.
That's the Australian exclusive, isn't it?
That is right. Yeah, and they're not that easy to find. Like they pop up every now and again.
I've seen a few more pop up in the last few weeks, but
I
yeah,
have too, but you've seen the prices for those as well. They're just like they're ranging from like, I don't know, $400 a pack or something like that. And
they're about double the standard unlimited.
that's right. Well,
Yeah.
you can only find like a lot of like I've only seen them in Australia. I don't actually. Leonhardt's had him in a video one time, and obviously he's got his hands and everything. But yeah, this jungle booster pack art set was going for $400 for the 3 arts, all sealed, all good. And I had the opportunity to buy that, but I bought base set 2 booster pack art set instead for $400. So it was both packs. Which one should you get? I only had $400 at the time, so I got the base set 2 because they had 4 booster packs instead of the 3. And
I guess that's I mean, it would have been great if you could have got both because that's incredibly cheap for base set 2 as well.
Anyway, this was like Jan or Feb. At the time it was all right, and those prices were good. But
yeah, that's
I
actually bought a red label art set recently, and I got it for really cheap. I paid $760 landed for the art set, which is it's expensive, but it's cheap for the current prices.
That's right. And look, that's already double what I could have bought mine for. Like I could have bought mine for $400, and and base set 2
in 6 months it's double.
Yeah, I know base set 2 is expensive now as well, but I think it's easier to find. So I probably maybe made a mistake. I'm not sure, but either way, I got something out of it. But
yeah, that's interesting. Yeah,
your turn, buddy.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So I guess I'll start off with this one, which is actually a recent one as well, probably going back around that time as well, 3-4 months maybe, which is a PSA 10 first edition Charmander.
Ooh.
So I could have bought one, I think. What was that?
I think they're selling for $1K now. Is that right?
More. 2.5. Yeah, 2.5K now. But going back, I'd say 4 months max, I could have picked one up from eBay for $350 landed.
Yeah.
And it was sitting up there for about a week, and I didn't pull the trigger. It was in my watch list. And I think what I've written down today for this video is all of my biggest regrets, but that definitely is, that comes right up the top of my regrets. And that's just a recent thing because they've moved like 400%, but it's just more maybe. But yeah, that's my first point is that, that PSA 10 first edition, obviously shadowless, because base set first editions are shadowless in English. That's one of my big regrets is that for not picking that up for $350, sitting on eBay for a week and not pulling the trigger. That's kills me inside.
I think that actually happens a lot to a lot of collectors and stuff. They have it on their watch list, like you said, and they're like, I want to buy it, but then we just don't. So
that's why I really wanted to do this video as well, because I'd love to have people sharing their stories in the comments.
Yeah.
You know, because
Guys,
I'm
share the
sure,
stories down below in the comment section. Yeah, I agree with that.
yeah,
Yeah, cool.
because I'm sure there's many people, and
Oh,
it's also a good way to see how the market has moved as well, sharing these stories.
yeah, like how it used to be this, and now it's like
Yeah, 6 months later, it's 400% higher. But yeah, so that's my first point.
not bad, not bad. Okay, okay. I raise you. Nah.
I check.
But the next point I have is a first edition Neo Genesis booster pack. All right. Also, art set goal. We know that I'm collecting art sets. This was a Legia artwork on it, and it was only one booster pack. And like you said, on my watch list, and the price was $250 at the time. First edition, yeah.
First edition.
First
Whoa.
edition, Neo Genesis booster pack, sealed. $250. This was roughly same time, but obviously I'm spending my money right, left, center, and all that. And nobody was touching it. No one was buying it. This was Australia. I don't know why. And then because I had it watched, so they sent me an offer. They said, "How about $200?" So they decreased the price to $50 off. And I never responded because I was just like, I'll just get that another time. Next minute, these packs are like $400 or something like that. So each.
Well, first edition, you're probably looking at
And
about 800,
$500. Yeah.
even 800. Yeah.
800
I
now.
think it's like, I think it's over $1,000 if they're heavy.
It's
So,
just, like, I could have had that, and I needed the art set.
yeah,
I don't know if we're not the art set for that.
yeah.
But
I think standard unlimited is about $400 or $500 now.
yeah, but this was
Yeah,
first
so,
edition, man, and
yeah. So,
I said to myself, I won't get first edition yet because it's just like out of my price range, and I'll just go unlimited. But I could have just got that. That was just one pack, $250. It was silly.
yeah. I'm sure all our stories are silly today.
Yeah, it is.
All right. So anything else to add to that, or I'll move on to my point?
Move on to your point.
Okay. So my point number 2 is actually a very, very recent. So I'd say within the last month is not picking up the Mewtwo from Shining Legends in a PSA 10.
I thought you
So
had one.
that's no, not a Mewtwo, not a Mewtwo. I got the Mew.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't have that Mewtwo card because I'd never pulled the trigger. Actually, any Shining Legends 10s in general, the Shining cards.
Yeah.
I think because I went on a big hunt just recently, but I had to pay max ticket. Where a month ago, the Mewtwo in a PSA 10, the secret rare from Shining Legends, I saw it on eBay sitting there for almost 2 weeks for $350. And I never pulled the trigger, and it was sitting there, and I think I actually mentioned this in that Shining Legends video.
You probably did.
Yeah, I think I did, but yeah. So it was sitting there I think it was on there for $400, and then the seller sent an offer of $350, and I still didn't take it. And it was literally not even 2 weeks later where I physically saw the price for the Mewtwo going up in price.
Yeah.
And the seller that was actually selling the one, offering it to me for $350, actually put the price up when he realized the prices were going up. So I think he ended up actually getting $600 for it 2 weeks later. And I didn't pull the trigger at $350. Yeah, so that's any Shining. So I remember the Shining Mew in a PSA 10. 2 months ago was $150. The Rayquaza was $100. So it's just like I really regret not pulling the trigger on those, and now I'm definitely regretting it going out having to pay max ticket price. So
you still see those Shining Legends being sought after?
Yes. Yeah. Even so the prices have actually not plateaued, just slowed down, just kind of just flat, just plateaued the prices. Because I know for about 3 weeks there that they were just going up 10-20% a week. But now I've realized that they have kind of stopped rising. So they're stuck. So they're stuck. Like, for example, the Rayquaza is stuck around the 400 to 450 mark, and the Mew's stuck around the 450 to 500 mark. I haven't seen it rise in about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah. But anyway, that's my point number 2. I really regret not pulling the trigger on those Shining Legends PSA 10s.
Are you planning to sell those, like flip those, or when they go back up, or?
I'll probably sit on them for a long time.
For a long time.
Yeah, these are part of my personal collection. Like, yeah, I'm a flipper by trade, if I can say, but I'm a collector at heart.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm collecting all Shining Legends right now. So I just went out and bought like a whole bunch of extra Shining Legends stuff.
I had a friend that did that too. He watched our video. He bought like 10 shining Raichu boxes or something like that for a decent
Yeah,
price.
I bought 5. That's up the top there. I bought 5 Shining Raichu boxes.
Someone was selling them in the Facebook group, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so he's actually kind of a mate of mine, and he gave them to me basically for cost, a little bit over cost. Yeah,
Connections, guys. That's what you need. You know, when you got
connections. You need connections. With connect, like it doesn't, it really doesn't matter. Like even in this collecting industry, what you know, it's who you know. So
yeah.
yeah, but anyway, I think this video will be too long if we keep rambling.
Ramble. All
True,
right.
it's your channel if you're fine
Oh,
with it.
make a hour-long video. All right.
Ooh,
No, not that long.
3 hours. Don't even be
Three
scared.
2 million.
All day.
All right. What did I have? Base set booster packs. I know I'm going with the sealed stuff right now, yeah, but we know base set. Hey, you put the hat on. Why?
Oh, it's just automatic reaction. My bad.
Okay. Base set booster packs last year. I wanted to buy them, and I looked at the price. They were going for $100 each. $100 each for a booster pack base set, one of them. And that was like Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise, any day of the week, $100. And I just looked at that. I'm like, nah, like, yeah, it's $100. Like, who's gonna? I'm not gonna spend $100 on one booster pack, you know. And that was this time where I wasn't really thinking of investing. I wasn't really thinking about, oh, this could rise, this could do this, blah blah blah. I just wanted to get a pack, but then I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. Next minute, like a few months after, they're like $200, and I'm like,
Yeah, and now they're even more.
yeah, and obviously
Now
they're more now. I ended up buying them anyway. I bought an art set for $580, so they were like close to
That's cheap.
$200 each.
That's cheap.
Yeah,
That's actually cheap considering an art set's like $1,000 now, more.
yeah. But that was at the start of this year, so yeah, obviously I bought them at a good time, but not like at the best time. When I saw them at $100, I paid pretty much double what I was, what I looked at them before in 2019. I thought it was too much to pay $100, and then all of a sudden in 2020, I'm just like, well, I'll just fork out nearly $200 each pack instead. So, yeah, it's still a good move, but I reckon I should have pulled the trigger at $100 each pack.
Yeah, we all do those things. Like I'm sure there's like people watching this video right now. There's hundreds of them that have done that.
Yeah.
Like you just don't pull the trigger, and then eventually you realize the price is on the rise, and then you pull the trigger, and you're paying 40% more than what you could have got it for. But as long as you got in at a decent price,
yeah, it's still there's something for what $1,000 an art set or something like that.
oh yeah, if for like an unweighed art set, it's probably even more. Like a genuinely unweighed art set. I think I saw a light art set sell for like a light, so guaranteed lights art set sell just recently for $950.
There you go. So yeah,
so for a heavy, I'm sure, yeah, you'd get about 1,500 more because I think a heavy base booster goes for close to $1,000 alone now.
I have seen that, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, like it's insane. Like it's like what, $1,000 for a booster pack?
That escalated quick.
Very very fast. Yeah.
Yeah. Skyridge packs are like $1,000. Been $1,000 for
I think, yeah. So I think they're about,
$1,200.
for like a genuine unweighed, it's close to 1,000, 1,500. But I think I've seen heavy sell for close to 3,000.
Oh, really? I haven't seen
like a heavy Skyridge.
Yeah.
I haven't seen many. I think I saw like one, in the last 2 months, and it sold for like close. I think it was like $2,800 Australian. So yeah, so they're getting up there.
Your turn.
Oh, right. Okay, so my third point is so going back probably about 4 or 5 months now is a base Diamond and Pearl booster box. So a booster box. So I saw someone list just a bunch of booster boxes. She had like base box and all this kind of stuff, and she listed a Diamond and Pearl base booster box for $1,200. Right. So this is about 4 or 5 months ago now. So $1,200 she had it listed for, and I was first in. But at the time, I wasn't actually making as much money as I do now. I mean, not like I make a lot now, but I was making even less. So I wanted it for my personal collection, so I couldn't actually, afford to just drop $1,200. Especially since everything was just so up in the air 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, $1,200 base diamond and pearl booster box, and I just didn't pull the trigger. I think they're close to about $5,000 now. Maybe a little bit less, $4,000, $4,500, in less than 6 months. So, yeah, I think even at the time, $1,200 was cheap. I don't think it was crazy cheap. I think the average price was
I think
probably
that was
around 18.
yeah, at that
Yeah, it was
time.
good. It was a very good price. Yeah, it was a good price, but it wasn't like super cheap, but it was a good price, to get in. And I didn't pull the trigger, and that's another one of my really big regrets because, like I said, those are about $5,000 boxes now, Australian.
Yeah. Well, those boxes, I barely see those boxes, and $1,200. Not everyone has that on hand, like right off the bat.
If it was now, I'd buy it like with the drop of a hat. But back then I just couldn't. I didn't have that income. I couldn't just drop $1,200 on my personal collection, because I wasn't buying it to resell. I was buying it to have for myself. But yeah, if it was now, it'd be a different story. But I'm not going to spend $5,000 now, especially you kind of get burnt with that kind of stuff. So you're like, I'm not going to spend, an extra, I don't know, like 300% than what I could have got it for 4 months ago. Yeah.
Wow. I don't like these stories, but okay.
I know it's quite disheartening. It's quite sickening, isn't it? Like I think back at it and I'm just like, oh, far out. But yeah, it's like, I'd be so wealthy right now if I bought everything that I wanted to buy. But that's hindsight, isn't it? Yeah,
it's how it is, I guess. But
yeah.
What do I have next? This time around, I have a PSA card. All right, so one of the cards I still want to get now, but it's just way over budget. Is a Legia Neo Genesis PSA card, and this was a PSA 9 first edition card, and this was like last year. I really wanted this card. The artwork, I loved it, and they were selling it for $150.
Oh,
$150 for a Neo Genesis Legia holographic first edition. $150 Australian price.
that's sickening, man. That actually made me cringe.
Yeah.
That's probably the most sickening one yet. Oh, that's like a what in a 9? What is that? How much are they now? Like $4,000?
Something like that. Because you know what? The 10, like how much? It's a really hard card to grade. We all know that. Like,
yeah, so I think a 10, well, not even recently, a few months ago, sold for close to $20K.
That's what I mean. So, I could have got a 9. I could have got
$150. Yeah, I think the 9s are like $4,000 or $5,000. I could be completely off with that, but just going off my memory. Yeah. Oh, that's sickening, man. That's
I got a few 9s last year, like of different cards, like Dark Blastoise and like a lot of the Rocket ones. Which
how much did you pay?
Dark Blastoise, I paid like $100, $110 Australian. That's like $800 now or something like that. Or
it could be a little bit more, but yeah, that's how much did you pay for the Dark Charizard? How much did you pay?
Oh, I didn't get the Charizard. I got the Dragonite. I got a few of the Rocket ones, like the Blastoise, Dragonite, Dark Slowbro, Dark Vileplume. I can't even. Something like along the all like real cheap. I got them real cheap, and they're all like in the hundreds now. So, but that Legia, I should have got that like 100%. I should have got that one. That was just $150 at that time as well. I was thinking $100. Oh, this is like a big deal. $100. I can't spend $100 on one card.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think like that anymore. But yeah.
Oh, that's sickening, man.
At the time, I didn't even know. I wanted Legia. I liked Legia. I played Silver. That was my game that I played. I just wanted
Silver,
yeah. I didn't play Soul Silver. I just actually played the OG Silver on.
Oh, right, the OG Silver. That's a good game.
So
that is. Whew, that was just last year as well.
Last year, yeah. It would have been last year, June, July, something like that. So.
Oh.
Yeah, things can change. I don't know. That's how it is. Sickening. Oh well.
All right. Let's move on for that because that's sickening.
Yeah. Your turn.
Okay. So, hey.
Your turn.
All right. So, you were speaking about the base 2s like earlier. I think it was one of your first points. So going back probably, I would say 6 months, a little bit less than 6 months, I saw a base 2 booster box again, listed for $3,800. Right? Yeah. So this is probably about 6 months ago. I don't know if you saw that box listed. It was on a Facebook group.
I might have. I mean,
there's not that many being listed, so it's, it's.
I might have seen it.
So
wouldn't have been.
It was listed. So a base 2 like this. It was listed for $3,800, and yeah, there was so many people like contemplating it. I remember like all the comments and stuff like that. Everyone was like, "Oh, do I or do I not?" You know, it was kind of max price at the time. I think it was like, I don't know, maybe 10% under max price, like under previous eBay sold listings. But you know, at the time, it's not like a great deal, you know. But when you look back in retrospect, it's a great deal.
It's only like
But
$100 a pack, and maybe and $200 extra or something like that. That's it. That's
yeah,
pretty.
exactly. So it was a decent deal. Yeah, that's what I mean. It wasn't like amazing, but it was decent, and I didn't pull the trigger. You know, I didn't pull the trigger.
A lot of
I think it eventually sold after a few days, but I mean, a box now is about, you know, I recently saw one sell for $11,000 Australian 6 months later.
Yeah, they're between 10 and 11, I think. Yeah,
Yeah, between 10 and 11 now, yeah. And so seeing them sell that much for 6 months later is just, it's heartbreaking. It really leaves a void in my heart. It's just like, man, this is ridiculous.
Could you have afforded that back then, though?
No. So I never even, I was like iffing and umming. Like I was like going to try my best to get the money, but then I just decided, man, I'm not going to spend $3,800 on cardboard, you know. But back then it was like, I should have done it.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda, did-have.
Yeah. But it's like, I could have done anything, you know, like there's many things that you were like, I should have done that. I should have done that. Man, I don't have the money for it, you know? So at the time it's just like,
yeah, actually I had money for the Neo Genesis car. I just didn't do it, you know, like.
Yeah. I think you messed up there personally.
Shut up, man.
I mean, I can't afford $3,800, but $150, like, come on, man. That makes me sick. I feel bad, and I'm not even the one that missed it.
Anybody would have got that right now, but it's just, yeah. I don't know, that booster box, man. I really want a Watsy booster box. That would be so cool. And yeah, like they're all like 10K plus now or something like that.
I don't think there's any booster box that's under 10K anymore, like a Watsy box.
Yeah. Oh, I used to see them like a lot of Watsy booster box 5K, 6K. I'm like, I can't afford that. And what's the chances of that going up?
Yeah, now it's like, but like I've got a story later, like one of the big ones that I want to, which I think you know about, but yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Anyway, your turn.
My turn. All right. This is the 5th point now, I think. Unbroken Bonds booster box. Doesn't sound like much, but I never bought one. And when when people were opening it, I'm like, yeah, I might get it. And then in Australia, they kind of like slowed down. Like nobody had them in stock anymore, a lot of the stores. And then I saw one that was going up for like $200. I'm just like, $200, I don't want to pay that because it's like above the retail standard. And obviously we know like, it's doubled in price. So this is not really a big one, but it's just like something I should have just got and just held on to, you know, like any other booster box I could have done, you know, back in the day, like Burning Shadows. I never bought a Burning Shadows booster box. Same thing, you know. And
still don't have one?
Still don't have one.
Cool.
And the prices are all like, you know, $400, $500 or something like that.
I got 2 here.
There you go.
And I got in when Burning Shadows was like $260. And even then I was like, oh, I don't want to spend $260, you know.
I didn't want
to. But now I'm happy I did. Now I'm like, oh, thank God I spent $260.
On a booster box that was like $150.
Exactly.
I just couldn't justify it. I was just like, nah. But like you said, it would have been better to buy it at $250 than $400 or $450 or whatever.
Yeah, but it's never too late. Like as I always say, it's never too late to actually get in. Like you look at the prices now and you think that's way too high. I could have got it 6 months ago for half or even quarter of that. But then in another 6 months or a year time, you're going to be thinking the same thing. Oh, why didn't I buy them 6 months ago? Why didn't I buy them a year ago?
That's actually so I've been holding back on a lot of those modern booster boxes because I was just like, like I don't like that price. Like I don't like Burning Shadows price. I've mentioned a lot in a lot of videos. I was just like, I'm not getting Burning Shadows booster boxes because I don't like that price. But yeah, like you said, I could be wrong, and then that price could be $1,000 by 2 years' time. I'm like, I should have just got it at $400. But
exactly.
Yeah.
But you know, hindsight isn't really a thing. So
I can still get it, you know, because it's still available out there. You know, I can get Burning Shadows booster boxes, but it's just double that price that I didn't get it at last year. You know?
Yeah. Well, Burning Shadows actually slightly dropped in the last week or two. So if you want to get it, now's probably the good point to get it because you can get it under $400. I think there's actually currently one listed on eBay for about $380. And it's funny that you mentioned Unbroken Bonds because just recently someone listed 2 boxes on eBay for $350 and I didn't pull the trigger.
Is that your next point?
No, it's not. But
Oh,
it's funny that you mention it because
okay.
like a week ago, not together, but each, you know. And it's
Did
funny that you mention it.
somebody buy
Yeah.
it?
So, pardon? No, it's sold. It's gone. Yeah, I was I was watching them for like 3 days and they didn't sell. Then both sold. He had 2 listed, $350, and I just didn't pull the trigger.
Why didn't you tell me?
No, sorry, I didn't know that you were after any. If I knew, I would have linked them to you straight away.
I'm not, but it's just like when I see a deal
It's
like
cheap.
that, I just like get it.
But you know why I didn't buy them?
Mm.
It's because I'm worried that they're going to be reprinted. You know, that's not a guarantee, but that's the biggest reason I didn't buy it.
That's the thing.
Look what happened with Ultra Prism.
Yeah,
Even though it was a tiny reprint,
it was tiny, and not
it
many
still collapsed the prices. It still collapsed the prices. They went from $500 down to $300.
still
You know,
good price, still double. If you paid normal price for that
paid
ultra,
normal price.
you still double your money.
Yeah, but you know that even the tiny reprint, which we didn't even get in Australia, I'm pretty sure, collapsed the prices like almost by half. So it's kind of like if they reprint Unbroken Bonds,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's why the best time to buy those like modern business boxes is just at the beginning. If you miss
I
out at
agree.
the beginning, that's it. Like you're done. Like
Yeah. All right. I'll move on to my next point so your video is not too long. Okay, so this is a big one that I wanted to mention, right? So this is my story from 2013. I may have told you this already.
well, is this your last one already?
No, second last one.
I thought you were gonna leave it to the last one.
No, there's an even better one last.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Bring it on.
I've missed some pretty insane deals that I lose sleep at night. Anyway, so not really, but if I think about it, I do. No, but so 2013 when I was collecting. So as I've mentioned in a previous video, I've been on and off since I was young, since Watsy era.
Yeah.
I got back into it in around late 2012 until about early 2000 or late 2014. And some guy was selling. He said in his ad on Gumtree, for those of you in America that don't know, Gumtree's like Craigslist. And he said he was selling all like Watsy product, sealed product. So I went to his house. He told me to come around, went to his house, and boy, was this guy selling sealed product. He had all, from memory, he had literally every single Watsy box you can think of. And he had multiple.
Booster boxes or
Booster
theme
boxes, yeah.
Oh,
Booster boxes. And he had multiple. So his story was he just moved over from America. He sold his card business in America. He married an Australian woman and he basically, moved here. And he was some Asian guy, some cool Asian guy. I think he was from, I'm not sure which country, but yeah, I think he was Japanese maybe. And yeah, and he just said he sold all his business in America and he moved here, married an Australian woman, and he was just getting rid of everything. And man, so he had like every Watsy Aero box you can think of. All right. So he had, from Skyridge to, Neo, so on, so on. And they were like, at the time, they were even a decent price. I ended up getting 2 boxes off him. So I ended up buying a first edition Team Rocket box for $400. And I ended up buying a first edition Fossil box for $350. Right. So I ended up getting 2 boxes off him. He also had Skyridge. I think this is all from memory. So these prices could be a little bit off, but from memory, he wanted $750 for a Skyridge box. And he had a first edition box that he wanted $2,500 for.
base it?
Yeah, first edition base set. And he wanted, I think from memory, because we didn't get the first editions in Australia. They were all imported from America.
Yeah.
So this is from memory. But yeah, he wanted $2,500 for a first edition base set box, $750 for Skyridge, and he wanted I think it was like $750 for a standard base unlimited. And all I bought off him was a first edition rocket box for $450 or $400. Sorry, it was around that, $450, and a first edition Fossil for $350. That's all I bought off him. And this guy had a garbage bag full of Watsy Aero booster packs, just full. I remember it was like this green garbage bag, and it was just full to the brim. I think there would have been 2,000-3,000 packs. And I ended up buying a few packs off him as well. And I think it was like $15 a pack. Doesn't matter what it was. It was just $15 a pack.
They were,
And
they were all sealed and
Oh yeah, they're all legitimate. It was just like I said, he was just getting rid of everything he had left over from his business in America, and he just brought it over and he decided because the Australian market even at the time was, you could sell stuff for more.
Yeah.
So he was just getting rid of everything, and instead of selling it in America, something like that. I can't really remember. It was 7 years ago, and I remember specifically that he had. So this is where it really kills me. This is the big part that kills me. So as we all know, Legendary Collection was basically considered just trash up until probably a year ago. Not even a year, probably 6 months ago. Legendary Collection was just considered trash.
Right. Yeah.
He had a box full, like a moving box full of Legendary Collection packs and some other packs. But I think he wanted I think for a Legendary Collection, he wanted like $6 a piece or $5 a piece, something like that. And I didn't buy any packs off him. I think I bought a few like first edition like booster packs of stuff off him, like base and like rocket, fossil, so on, like $15 a piece. But I didn't buy any of the cheaper packs. So he had like Legendary Collection for like $5 or $6 a piece. He had a couple of other sets which I can't really remember. I think there was like a couple of like the E series ones. I think he had like Expedition at like $7 or $8 a pack. I can't exactly remember, but that's one of my all-time biggest regrets is not buying more. But I was like a 20-year-old kid at the time, or teenager at the time, so I didn't really have the funds to just buy everything.
Yeah, but did you sell any of those stuff later down the track, or like when did you?
I sold him. I sold him. So I started collecting in late 2012, and I got out of it around the middle of the year in 2014, and I sold everything off.
You sold everything.
I think I doubled my money on most things, like the packs and the boxes and stuff, but I sold everything.
How much was your Team Rocket booster box at that time when you sold it, or did you break it open or something? Or
no, I sold. I think I can't really remember. I think I sold the Team Rocket in 2014. I think I sold it for like $700.
wow.
$700 maybe. The fossil I think I sold for even less, like 550 or something. Yeah, I can't really remember.
How much the prices have changed even from then? Like obviously those prices are a lot bigger than what they were at the original time when they came out. But another 7 years down the line or 6 years down the line, they're like going for tens of thousands of dollars. Like,
yeah. The prices could be give or take a little bit. I can't exactly remember, but it was around that. And yeah, so that's my second last point, and that's one of the biggest points. I got a bigger point next, which sickens me even more.
You got a bigger point? Because you missed out on a first edition base set booster box as well. That is like 120.
Yeah, but I didn't really miss out because I wasn't planning to buy it. So I mean, I guess you can kind of say technically you can say I missed out, but I wasn't really going to buy it, because I didn't have $2,500, and who the hell knew that first edition, even just base, was going to get so popular.
Yeah,
like a base set booster box was like $700.
I think that was the quiet time of Pokemon as well, 2013.
It was very dead. It was very dead. Prices were just so cheap in retrospect, compared to like now. But prices were just so cheap. Like it was crazy. Like
it's fair enough.
Legendary Collection was $6 a pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he couldn't sell Legendary Collection for $6 a pack, so, and they're what, $800 a pack now? So it's just.
Yeah, I need an art set.
Don't we all?
I need one. All right, my turn. Dang, I feel like that's a big story, but anyway.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it's like, I can't, it was a long time ago. My memory's kind of hazy on it, but it didn't really quite hit me until I got back into it and saw the prices. That's when it hit me going, holy crap, what did I do wrong? So.
But it's so hard to tell back then, like.
It was impossible then. Like everyone thought Pokemon was going to die.
Yeah.
Like no one was investing back then. I mean, sure, I'm sure there were some people, but like majority of the collectors out there, they just weren't investing.
Yeah.
Like everyone thought at the time Pokemon was going to be dead. Like they thought Pokemon would die.
R.I.P.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think that's what makes the stories that we share, like the recent ones, like the 6 months, the 3 months ago, 1 month ago, stories sound, I don't know, like something like what you were saying, the 7 years ago, it's just like an unknown. But now it's like 1 month ago, we were all investing. We were all like knowing at the time, well, this could go up, this might not go up. And we still didn't pull triggers
Exactly. And that's only 6 months,
Yeah.
So like you can't, like 7 years ago, I can't expect much more.
You did the right thing.
Probably not, but I like to tell myself that.
If you were a collector, you would have held on to them until like now. But anyway,
Oh, dude, if I kind of was a collector, but of cards, not of sealed product. I didn't care about sealed product. I'm surprised I didn't open the Fossil or Rocket box. You know, I had the common sense not to do that. But all the loose packs that I bought off him, because I bought like at
oh,
least half a dozen of loose packs. I opened all of them.
yeah,
You know, majority. I think I had a couple left that I sold, but yeah, I opened all of them. I loved opening packs back then. I mean, I do now, but now I realize it's bad. It's a bad investment. Yeah.
All right, next up. All right,
Go on.
I'm gonna go with Hidden Fates ETB. And I missed out on this. I never end up getting one.
Neither do I.
I just I wanted to get one. Like when it first released, I actually made a video about pre-orders for Hidden Fates. I'm like, you should pre-order it. I was telling everybody, pre-order it now. You're gonna miss out. Then I didn't pre-order it because I was just like, I'm not gonna listen to myself. And I didn't pre-order it. I went to the stores and I saw the price. It was $100 for an ETB. And I think that was the first time I saw an ETB go for that much.
It's expensive, yeah.
ETBs were like what, $60 standard or $70?
I think it's like standard now is 75.
Yeah,
Like in Australian AUD, yeah.
but yeah, AUD, yeah. At the time, I think the standard was like 65 or something like that, or 60.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, yeah.
EB would be like expensive, but I just looked at that $100. I'm not spending that. No way it's gonna stay at that price. Yeah, I thought. And people were asking me, "Hey, should I buy this? It's $100." I'm like, "Nah, wait till the prices go down." Well, that was not good.
That's yeah. I wasn't actually in the game. I was out of it at that point. So last year when Hidden Fates came out,
Yeah.
I wasn't actually in it. You know what I mean?
I started this channel July last year, so it was like 2-3 months in. I was in this channel, and I still didn't get Hidden Fates. Like, I was in, and I didn't get it. You weren't in.
Yeah, I wasn't in. And I ever since I got into it 6 months ago, I've been trying to track down an ETB. I remember when the ETBs were about $300, $320 Australian when I got into it, and I was like, nah, I'll find one cheaper. I'll find one cheaper. But now they're like $600. I am not finding one cheaper than $320. I should have just pulled the trigger. That's why I pulled the trigger with like a couple of the Shining Legends Elite Trainer boxes, because in 2 weeks they've gone from like 150 to almost 300.
Yeah.
So it's just insane. So I'm glad I've got that one. You know, but that's $100. I don't know why you didn't buy any. That's so.
I was like, I could have bought one, but I didn't.
Do you regret that a lot?
Yes and no. Like I pulled the Charizard anyway, like later down the line, and I only had 2 videos opening up Hidden Fates. I didn't open up any. I didn't go hundreds of tins. I didn't do any of that. I still got 3 tins sealed, from the reprint, and yeah, that's it. Like I already got the Charizard. I got the tins. I had a few openings, so I enjoyed it enough, I guess. And but you know that ETB, just keeping that sealed, that would be way better than the tins. Like the tins are nothing compared to the ETB.
Yeah, well, the ETB's got that like really, really unique promo, the stained glass trio.
That's
so it's like
Champions Path promo. I got, like, in my opinion, man. And
well, dude, I saw that card. Sorry, you go on.
Oh, Champions. I was going to say, because this is the whole topic of ETBs and like the holiday sets. Have you ordered your Champions Path ETBs?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm not missing out like on Hidden Fates. Even though I wasn't in the game, I don't want to miss out.
So you pre-ordered already, yeah?
Yeah, I've got a case of Elite Trainer boxes on the way.
A case?
Yeah, so pre-ordered. So 10 Elite Trainer boxes. So I've got them on the way. And they're not for resale, not at all. They're just for my personal collection.
Oh.
Yeah, so I have a friend that has like hookups and stuff at Banter. He has his own account and stuff, so I get them through him for like basically cost. So that's So I just bought myself a case, pre-ordered. Haven't paid it off yet, but you know, allocation has been confirmed. So yeah,
I haven't pre-ordered anything yet.
I'll give you a case. I'll give you a Elite Trainer box for free.
Don't do that. I'll pay you.
Come on, man. I've got a case, and I've also got like 5 loose on the way as well through Zing, because first day Zing released pre-orders, I've pre-ordered 5.
I'll pay you.
I'll give them to you for cost if you don't get one. All right.
Done deal.
Anyway, what I wanted to say is that's us. Hey,
everybody heard me say that. So
yeah, no. I'm not. Yeah, I can't give a cost to everyone. I'm sorry. So what I was going to say is I wanted to mention the stained glass trios. I remember seeing them go from like in a 10, go for like from $100 to like $500. You know, or like $400 now. Yeah. So I saw, and that went fast. That was within like a 3-week period. They went from like $120 to $400. It was insane.
The only
But
way you
yes,
can get that is the ETB. That's the only way you can
that's
get
the only way you can get them, and that's why the prices have gone up because they're finally matching the ETB price because they were so much cheaper than what the ETBs were, and I couldn't understand. But now they're finally matching the ETB price.
That's what we look at for investments, guys.
Exactly. So anything else you want to add to your point? Because I got one last point here.
Yeah, it's your turn now, and then I think I got one more. I think that's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I have one more after that. Shouldn't you
Okay. All right. So this is probably the most heartbreaking one. This is the one that I genuinely do lose sleep over sometimes. So a first edition PSA 10 Charizard in late 2012. I've actually still got pictures of this. In late
I don't want
pictures
to hear
in
it.
late 2012
I don't want to hear
was
it.
listed for $1,250, and I didn't buy it.
Did you have the money?
I probably could have got it. Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, I probably could have got the money. Yeah, but I wasn't. This is when I just got into it properly. So I was always into it when I was young, but I properly got into it in late 2012. And I saw one listed on a Facebook page. Still got pics of it. I screenshotted it for $1,250.
Show us the screenshot.
I'll try find it. So I'm gonna send it through, and you can put it up on the screen. You can put it up on the screen.
Dang. 1250.
1250, man, landed. And it was so strange because in the comment section, everyone was like, is this shuttleless? And everyone's like, why is this worth so much? People just didn't know back then.
Yeah, yeah. Dang.
Like, I mean, 2012 seems like the other day for me. You know, I'm old. I'm 28 now. But
Remember-
like, but like $1,250. That's like $100,000 card
now.
Yeah, and it's just like that's unbelievable. Like to me, that's like not even reality. That's just so $1,250. Like what?
You know, even last year it was worth 55K USD. That was
I saw one on eBay listed for like it was actually Australian. Like I think it was early last year for $50,000 Australian. I think it ended up selling for about 40.
Yeah. That was
But
1 year ago. And it's already like what, double that you said. $100,000.
it's like 100K now. Yeah, I think a 9.5 recently sold for $70,000 USD.
I did hear that. Yeah. That's a big one, man.
Yeah, that one mixed in with like later on those booster boxes and packs is two really big double whammies. But
Who was to say at that time though? 2012, 2013.
it was dead. I was in it when it was a dead period, which I'm thankful for, but I'm also like, why didn't I buy more stuff? But the general consensus at the time was Pokemon's going to die.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the general consensus. Like no one had hope in it. Like there was hardly any people in the game.
The only people that were there were like, the hardcore Garys, Points,
Exactly.
SM Pratt, all those big boys.
Exactly. Yeah. And
they weren't doing it for investments. They were just doing it because they liked the cards. Like
Pokemon investing is a very new thing. Like just for the people that don't know that, it's a very, very new thing.
It is.
There was none of this 7 years ago. No one went, I'm buying this to invest. Everyone was like, I'm buying this because I like it.
That is right.
You know what I mean?
They would buy
now. Yeah.
Like what we're doing now. And that's why a lot of people are saying this whole vintage stuff, the whole modern stuff, people weren't doing this back then. So there's a good chance we're going to have a lot of this modern product in 10 years time. It's not going to be as valued,
No, it will probably still be somewhat valuable, like the very popular sets like Shining Legends, Hidden Fates, hopefully Champion's Path. But it's not going to be like a black and white era, not even like a black and white era, because black and white era was, I think in 10 years time, black and white era will also be one of the most expensive eras just because it was such a dead time period.
Yeah.
So I think all your like Plasma Storm's already worth a fortune, but I think all like your Dragons. Pardon?
We love Plasma Storm.
Plasma Storm's great. It's probably the best black and white set. Oh, I mean, debatably, like Boundaries Crossed is pretty good. Dragons Exalted is pretty good. But I think black and white will be one of the most sought after sets just because it was such a dead period. Everything from like Diamond and Pearl up till black and white and early XY, as we see with Flashfire. But
a lot of people are saying, the generations as they grow up, we're going to have more and more people from these generations and so on. So we're going to have to wait and see. We're going to be old enough to know that anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
By the time I'm 40 and you're like 38. So we'll still be in primes, we still have all these cards ready to sell. black and white
Hopefully.
to the black and
Hopefully. I
white.
mean, I love black and white era. I think black and white, like this is a personal opinion. I think black and white's one of the best eras. Like they had, I don't know, they had the box art was friggin' cool. The Pokemon, the card art was so awesome. The secret rares were really cool, especially in Plasma Storm. Like I love black and white. I mean, that's probably because of nostalgia,
Yeah.
due to getting back into it when black and white was the modern era.
Yeah.
So it could be a lot to do with nostalgia, but I do genuinely like black and white.
There's kids that grew up with black and white and they're just not old enough yet. So when they do, if you have a lot of black and white stuff, that's when it's going to sell, I guess. Or like that's when prices are going to even move more further.
That's true, yep.
And that's what we're thinking with Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield. Obviously, everyone's so super young now. So we're going to have to wait until they're 20 at least. So that's like 20.
Yeah, I agree. But the issue with Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield is they're just so printed just because there's so many more people in the game now. Like I said, black and white was dead era. So there's hardly any boxes.
Us are holding Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield. We're not holding black and white.
Because it's an investment thing now. People realize you can invest in Pokemon, so more people will hold sealed product than open it. So it's kind of like a catch-22. Like it's awesome because there's more Pokemon product out there. There's more people buying and selling. There's more people in the game. But then it's also not as good because there is more people in the game and there's more people holding. So yeah. You got one more point.
I think that's my 7th. This is my 7th. It's not a big one. So we'll end the video after this and maybe make a few comments or whatever. Black and white base booster art set. Back to the art sets. This is $120 just a couple months ago. And it's not because it's cheap. I just regret not buying it because I can't find it anymore. Yeah, nobody's selling it. That's the only reason. $120, that's what, $30 a pack.
That's so cheap. What's base black and white a pack now? $80, $70, $80?
Yeah. Someone from Facebook group was selling it. And I just didn't pull the trigger straight away. So I missed out on that. And that's the last art set I need for black and white as well. I have all the other black and white booster pack art sets. That's the last one. Can't find it. I'd pay $80 $80 each pack right now. I would. But nobody.
I was selling an art set like a month back.
It might have.
But we weren't talking at the time, so.
Nah, I hated you at that time.
Yeah, we didn't like each other. I mean, we don't really like each other now. We just act like it.
No, I hate it. Actually, on this topic, I was speaking to someone else today. I said, hey, I got to make another video with Jesse. And he said, what about James?
Oh, that's horrible. The joke is so bad, it didn't even click straight away.
It didn't click to me as well. And then I'm just like, oh, got it. That was funny. We'll say that in the video.
That's such a bad joke.
Come on, man. Where's James?
He doesn't like Pokemon anymore. But that's all my point. Man. I think I actually only wrote down 6. I thought I had 7, but I think I deleted the point because it was just meh.
100%. I think you only had 6 because after my one, I think I wanted to go last. But anyway,
I can think of something off the top of my head. Nah, I can't be bothered. All right. That was very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Let us know your stories down below, guys, if you have any. Keen to know. And, I think lately Jesse's been replying to the comments as well. So you might hear from him, you might hear from me, or you might hear from both of us. I think that's cool. And anything else you want to say before we go?
No, that's it. I think that was a fun video. I think hopefully I'm keen to hear people's stories as well to see what other people have missed out on because I love hearing that stuff. I mean, it sickens me, but it's just like, I'm not alone. I made stupid decisions too. So
everyone did, man.
Everyone. Like I don't think even like the most, highest collectors out there have made bad decisions. So. I
mean, we're just thinking about price points here. So if we're as collectors, we don't really care, I guess. Like,
as a collector, but price point, like, oof, some horrible decisions out there. Yeah. All right. I'm done. I'll call it a day. Yeah. Thanks for that. Make sure you subscribe to DJ's channel, guys. Don't forget.
Stop with that already. I don't say that anymore. All right.
Well, you gotta tell people to subscribe. What if they forget?
Subscribe to the channel, like the video.
Yes. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel.
End the video here. Bye. See